are at the Hyatt Hotel. There's Susan standing in front. Canon has their offices up here, about halfway up that building. So does YHP. Here's our hotel. Nice sunny day today. Here we are in downtown Shinjuku. There's Susan standing under the skyscrapers. All kinds of skyscrapers around here. Here we are inside the Shinjuku train station. Here are all the people buying their tickets. And that's the one we're after. Here we are at the Marunouchi subway. We're trying to go from Shinjuku down to Ginza, switching over, going over here to the end of the line to Asakusa. Alright, John, show us how it's done.
See, there's 100.
Isn't that amazing?
Actually, what I was
Okay, here are the guys that take your ticket when you want to get on the subway. They have this little thing that they punch your ticket with, and then you get on, and that's about it. Hey, train just pulled in, and here's all the people getting off. We're waiting for our train, which is going to be over here on the second. Our train ought to be coming through here any minute. Here comes our train. Today is a really uncrowded day. Usually these are so packed that you can't even move while you're standing up inside. Hey, here we are sailing along in the Marunouchi subway. Japanese people have a real interesting way of advertising on subway trains. There's a little map that tells us where we're going. Now on the Ginza train, the little electronic map here tells you where you're at and where you're going. Here's the control booth in the back of the train. Here's the guy talking Japanese to us.
Going to go pay the man my ticket.
Okay. Okay, John. Now your turn.
What?
Now it's your turn.
Am I supposed to leave?
Yeah. Two down, one to go.
Here is Dan standing by the plastic food down in Asakusa. Kind of neat. Shows you exactly what you're going to be having for dinner. You'll see what it's going to look like.
Here we are at Asakusa. This is the Kaminarimon Thunder Gate. There's Susan. And there's the gigantic lantern and the Thunder Gate. Here's a close-up of that big lantern. That thing is gigantic. And Susan, there she is. Isn't that cute?
Here we are at Asakusa, and every single one of these little flags down there represents a little shop. And I think you can barely see Dan's face from time to time. And John Leonard too.
Here we are, getting near the Asakusa Sensojin Temple. The actual temple is right up through that gate and up the steps. In just a second, we'll get up there and show you the holy smoke. Here's Susan. She found a pair of sandals that she likes, and she was just about to try it on for size. There it is, hanging on the side of this building. I think it's probably a little bit too big for her. There's another sandal over here on the other side. And there's Susan. She's over there taking a look at that holy smoke. People take this smoke, catch it in their hands, and wipe it on various parts of their bodies to make them feel better. Susan's thrilled. Oh, made her face better. Here's a holy fountain, I believe. I think that this water is believed to be good stuff or something. Also, one of Michelangelo's very early works is here. Today happens to be May 5th, which is Boys' Day in Japan, or Children's Day. What happens is, people that have boys in their family hang up these big streamers of carp because they're so blessed to have a boy in the family. Over here to the right is the main temple. Now the Buddhist temple doesn't have any regular services of any kind. They just kind of come here when they feel like it and clap their hands a couple of times up here at the top of the stairs. And the pigeons are really big here, man. Pigeons. This is pigeon heaven. People come up here, that's a collection tray. People come up, clap their hands, say a quick prayer, and throw money in the collection tray. Looks like collections are down today. This is the inner temple. Flanking you here is the sound of people throwing money into this inside collection tray. on top of the steps of the temple, looking down on the crowd. And here's another interesting shot of the pagoda. Today looks like a pretty busy day at Asakusa Temple. There's the place with the holy smoke right there. See this guy out here in the field. He's running this little furniture shop. He's got a sword out there and he's chasing the pigeons around. I guess I'd get a little nervous if I had all this furniture out underneath a flock of pigeons. Pigeon hater. Well, we about had it at Asakusa, so here's a view on our way out. Here we are in Akihabara, in the middle of the electronic jungle. There's the Akihabara entrance to the train station. And here's Akihabara. This place is a zoo. We're in a place right now where there are about 1,000 little teeny shops. What are you doing?
I'm looking at a bunch of resistors. Capacitors, I guess. All kinds of little electronic pieces.
Well, there's John trying to get the ultimate picture of the Imperial Palace on the hill. How's he doing? So there's the Imperial Palace on the hill. And the bridges are called Nijubashi. And that's Susan. And that's a guy walking on the grass. He's not supposed to. These are the police that shoot people if they go in on the bridges they're not supposed to. And these are all the people trying to take pictures of themselves. And there in the distance, Tokyo Tower. Here's the little gatehouse on top of the Nijubashi Bridge. And there are the guards with the machine guns waiting to shoot people. Here's John getting the ultimate photograph again. And there's Susan.
How much can you zoom in on that house?
Pretty well. The Imperial Palace.
Well, here's Dan finally at the Imperial Palace too.
I'm the Emperor.
He's the Emperor. Yeah.
Well, here we are outside the Royal Palace, and Susan is standing in front of Sakuraramon, which is the cherry blossom gate. And right inside that gate and around the corner is the bridge that we just got done taking pictures of.
See him breathe. I mean,
Here we are at Tokyo Zoo, and this is the new baby panda bear. It's not a baby anymore.
He was born in 1986 in June.
Okay.
He's nearly 2 years old.
Well, this is just a picture, but well, here is the mother panda bear, and this is father. Okay. And he's too. Now I'm trying to show you the face of the baby bear. Here's the baby panda. He's climbing up a tree. Well, it's just a picture. Now this one is the mother panda bear. I'm getting close.
Yeah, we just saw the
There's some students looking at the zoo. There's Uka. She's showing me around. There's students in their uniforms. And up there, I think we might can see a jaguar. Well, now we're up on top of the Tokyo Tower looking out, and there's Shinjuku in the distance. Now we can see the the Prime Minister's home with the pointed roof, and then the Imperial Palace is where all the green trees are. This is the north side, and that green park is a Hibiya Park. This is the east side that we're looking at now, and we can see Tokyo Bay, and the ocean out there in the distance. And there's a temple, the Jojoji, and it's being repaired. And that's the World Trade Center in Japan, Tokyo. So this is southeast. And this is north-south. That's a school with a basketball court on top of the roof. We're looking at the south end right now. Lots of apartments. And here we are back at the west side, and we're looking at Shinjuku, and the Meiji Shrine is over there by the forest of trees. Okay. Here I am looking up the center of the Tokyo Tower, looking down. It's like a big metal structure with elevators up the middle. Well, there's the Tokyo Tower, and I'm taking this picture from the World Trade Center. And the Tokyo Tower seems to be a metal structure with elevators in the middle, and it seems to be used for an antenna for Tokyo television, and also for sightseeing so that you can see the city. Here we are walking to the Meiji Shrine. Here we are at the entrance to the Meiji Shrine, and it's in the distance there at the end of this road. There are the shrine people coming down the way. We'll get them here on the camera. So here we are getting closer to the Meiji Shrine. And some people come here to pray for their babies, that they might grow up healthy and well. So this is the inside of the Meiji Shrine. This is a place where people come to write down things that they hope will happen. They write down wishes for good health, or for wealth, or for anything that they would like to have happen in the future, and then they hang it up there, and then it will happen. This is it. Yeah.
Bye.
I think I took it. Okay. This is the entrance to the walk to the Meiji Shrine, and I just wanted to show some of these trees with these curly branches. I think they're kind of interesting and pretty. And there's the entrance to the Meiji Shrine. You walk through a bunch of trees that kind of even, there's trees on either side and they kind of even meet each other at the top. And it's almost like a tunnel. Get down there, it's very thick trees. And it's pretty. Well, this is Takeshita Street, and it's got many shops for things and foods, and many young people especially like to come here and walk down the street and stuff at the shops. And it's after school right now, and so there are some school students in their uniform.
Here's our hotel at night. You can see the elevators going up the elevator shafts there. As you go up the elevator, it's really neat. You can see all over the city. Here we are in the lobby of the Century Hyatt. The window that you're looking at has elevators behind it, and you can see all over the inside of the building when you're up in there. There goes Susan, up to our room. We've got these incredibly beautiful chandeliers up there. Here we are at East Shinjuku Eki, looking at the signs at nighttime. Pretty amazing. Still at Shinjuku, looking around. There's Yodobashi Camera. One of the more fancy pachinko halls around, I think. Here's one of the local traditional restaurants. This is the Rubber Boots restaurant. Well, that's it. This is kind of the Skid Row area of Shinjuku. A bunch of little restaurants back in here. And somewhere down there is Susan, I think. There she is. Looking for something to eat. Still in downtown Shinjuku. Comes an ambulance. There's another little alleyway behind Shinjuku. This is just east of the Shinjuku Eki. Train station, I mean. Here's what a crosswalk looks like. There she is. Here we are at your favorite restaurant and mine. Guess who? McDonald's. It's the Stardust. Well, as near as I can tell, this lady's trying to sell lottery tickets of some kind. But everywhere you look down here is just shopping, shopping, billions of shops. I've been watching this sign for about an hour, and it's just been cycling through hundreds and hundreds of different patterns. It goes on forever and never repeats. Here we are back at the hotel, just looking at the night skyline in Shinjuku. Here's the big hollow NS building, and it's rainbow elevators. Well, we happened onto a wedding here in the lobby of our hotel. Here's a fascinating shot. Susan opening the hotel door. Wait for me! Well, Susan and I were just walking down the street here. We came to the Hiro Eki exit, the Hiro station exit. We're looking all over for the temple and we can't find it. We know it's a gigantic building, but we look all around and we have no idea where it is. So then as we came down here and rounded the corner, up in the sky, what is it? Yeah, I think that's it. We found it. This Tokyo temple is really amazing. It's built right up almost next to the street, and I hear that it's the real estate that it's built on is some of the most expensive real estate that the church has ever purchased for a temple. What a tourist. Here we are in downtown Ginza, and the crosswalk light just turned on, and 100,000 people just decided to cross the street. This place is pretty amazing. This is still downtown Ginza. Maybe shopping center in Tokyo. Here's the Sony building where you can go in and see all the new products Sony makes down in Ginza. This is a pachinko hall. This guy here is doing really well. He's a pro. Here's some more buildings down in Ginza. This is my favorite camera store in Shinjuku called Yodobashi Camera. Susan's over there somewhere. Here we are, still in Shinjuku. Who's that? Huh. Got some pretty interesting buildings over here. Here we are inside the NS building near our hotel in Shinjuku. It's a humongous hollow building. And down here near the bottom is one of the biggest clocks in the world, made by Seiko. That clock is actually driven by water. There's a pole that turns, goes right down into a pool at the bottom. And there's a little paddle wheel down there that's run by water. Really interesting. This is looking out of our hotel window, looking west. The Japanese always tell you how you can see Mount Fuji on a clear day from Tokyo, and I've never been able to see it before. But there it is, off in the distance. Usually when I'm here it's so cloudy you can't even see those that first range of mountains over there. But there's Fuji-san.
These pretty flowering bushes are tsutsuji, and they're very popular here in Japan. I'm taking a walk around the Imperial Palace, and this is one of the more interesting sights along this walk. There's the moat. I've been walking around the moat for a long time, all I can see is that brick wall across the way, and then right now I can see this little house. And anyway, there's the Tokyo Tower in the distance. Well, here's another pretty interesting spot along the walk around the Imperial Palace. And there's a, well, I don't exactly know what that is, but it's a great big building in the background there. Anyway, they won't let you go any nearer than we are. They have guards everywhere. Here's a temple near the Tokyo Tower that they're working on, reconstructing. And there's a tower. It's very near here. Here's some statues that's near this temple. I'm not quite sure what it is, but thought it looked kind of neat.
Here we are in the subway at rush hour. Billions of people everywhere you look. I'm afraid my camera's going to get smashed. We need to get in line here. These people are all standing in line waiting for the next train to come. Here it is. Well, we went from so crowded that we couldn't even move in here till now we're the only people on the entire train.
Well, this is the train that we took to come to Nikko, and Takeda-san is going to show us around Nikko today. We rode this train for 2.5 hours.
Yep. Okay. Here's the mailman emptying the mailbox. Really neat stuff here. And there he goes. Now.
Well, we're right here at Nikko, and we're going to soon get on a bus and go up this road, and we'll go up along here and go by this lake, Chuzenji, till we get here to the Ryuzu Falls, and it's the Dragon Mouth Cascade. Then we're going to return on the same road, and we're going to stop here at the Kegon Falls. And then we'll come down this way. We'll come over here, come back, and we'll stop and see the Toshogu Shrine and some other things there. Then we will return to Nikko. Then we will return to Tokyo.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Here on the bus. Here we are on the bus. We are going to the Ryuzu Falls first, and you can make this into a great big long bench seat if you want.
Pretty boring. Well, here we are at the Ryuzu Waterfall, Dragon Cascade, I believe it's called. Really pretty. We got here just in time. 9 million kids just came. And they're still coming. 3 busloads full. Here we are looking for some place to eat some lunch. Say hi. Here we are back here at the Dragon Waterfall. And as I was walking along inside this restaurant, I noticed this little tiny statue sitting here and noticed all the money people put there. It's kind of like a wishing well kind of thing, I guess. Here's one last look at the fall before we leave. Here we are up above the view, whatchamacallit falls, Dragon Cascade. Who's that person in the picture? This is Mr. Takeda. He's hosting us up here from Canada today to Nikko. And that's Susan. Anyway, there it is. Really pretty. This is just up a little ways above where we were a minute ago, up above Yuzu Falls. See a little bridge there in the background? Tell me what you're doing.
Visiting the Yuzu Falls, and I'm standing by the map now, so you can see what it looks like.
Here we are at the Kegon Waterfall. It's a really cloudy day up above us, so it's hard to see much over by the fall. Actually, the Kegon Waterfall is a very long, skinny waterfall up above these lower ones, but this year apparently there's not enough water yet, so the waterfall is not actually running. There are a bunch of little streams here coming right out of the rocks and off the hillside. This is a waterfall right below the Kegon waterfall. It's called the Nefon waterfall. Well, this is where we just were. This is on the way up to the, let's see, I forgot what it's called, but anyway, on the way up to all the shrines in Nikko, Toshogu, I believe. And here we go. This little sign on top of the arch says Toshogu Daigongen. Well, here we are at the Toshogu again, looking at the 5-story pagoda. It's really beautiful.
Well, here's a pretty temple, and we're going to see Dan here in a minute. He's been taking all the pictures and hasn't been in any of these. So, there he is.
Well, here we are moving our way up into Toshogu a little further. And here's an ornery looking character. Well, this is the first inner court. This little shrine here may not look like much, but it's one of the most famous ones in the area. And the reason is you can see the murals up along the top there. There's one or two of those murals is really famous. And here's the most famous one of all. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. So here's a view of the staircase leading up into the upper court. So that's where we're going now. Tosho Daigongen. This is the big main fancy gate. This gate building has just incredible amounts of ornate murals and things all along the side. Here we are looking at the main gate. Here's another little temple or shrine off to the side of the inner court. Can't quite tell what these guys are doing, but this appears to be the main building inside this inner court. Well, this is the famous sleeping cat. And the interesting thing about the cat is that its ears are up, perked, and it's ready to pounce, but it's playing like it's asleep. In other words, if any enemies try to attack this place, they'll get pounced on. I believe this person here is selling fortunes and prayers and things. There's an interesting dragon or something up here. This sign says that, well, the numbers on the right are for girls, numbers on the left are for boys, and the red years are dangerous years. And for 3,000 yen, you can have a prayer said that will help it be less dangerous. Okay, this room holds a stash of all of the sake that the shogun was given as a tribute from all of the other lesser kings and rulers round about because they were afraid of him. Well, one last sweep around this inner court before we leave. The gate is just incredible. Well, here's the samurai on the left-hand side of the gate, on the other side on our way out. I guess he's guarding the gate. And this is on the ceiling inside the gate. Didn't even hardly notice it until I was walking out. Well, this is the path leading away from Toshogu Shrine. It's really pretty though, lined with trees all the way down there. Okay.
All of these must be bad fortunes. What happens is, you pay 30 yen or so, and they give you a fortune. And you read the fortune, and if you like it, you keep it, and it will come through. Or hopefully it will. If you don't like it, then you tie it on the tree, and then it won't happen to you. So
this is just a little footpath that goes from the city of Nikko up to all the temples and things. Anyway, just thought it was really pretty. This is called Shinkyo, or Sacred Bridge, in Nikko. This little shrine is right at the base of the Toshogu shrines up above Kyoto. And that's the walking path that we just came down from up above. Here it is again, Shinkyo, Holy Bridge.
Shugu shrines up in that area. Very beautiful ornate shrines.
Well, Susan loves these little dolls, and since we can't buy them all because they're so expensive, I'll just take a picture. Well, on the way back from Nikko, we stopped at Asakusa for dinner, and here it is at night. So here's Susan standing in front of the train that we rode to Hakone. It's really a neat looking little train. And I believe the engineer sits up here in the top. Right up in there. That's where the engineer sits. Well, here we are in Hakone. Hakone is built right up in the hills. Lots of steep hills all over the place. Really interesting terrain. And this is an old Obasan cleaning lady that I found and asked if she'd pose for me. I'm standing on the balcony of the hotel looking around. There's a bridge here up above us. And back behind the bridge, it's like a really pretty little canyon of some kind. And then down below, we're looking at this road over here. I thought it might be fun to walk back in this canyon and see what we could see. This road winds around down here and goes over to the front of our hotel. And that kind of a waterfall sound you hear is a little waterfall like that right over here. Well, here's Susan standing in front of our hotel in Hakone. It's called the Yumoto Hotel. And it's not really much to look at. You can see the sign on the front here. Yumoto Hotel. Anyway, this place is incredibly expensive. $240 a night or so. But that includes free breakfast and dinner, so yeah, I'm sure it's a good deal. Here's our neat hotel again. And there's our room right in the middle of the screen, right there. Pretty special, huh? Here's kind of a neat view right outside of our hotel. Here's kind of an interesting thing. In Japan, on almost every sharp corner like this one, they put up little reflector mirrors so that the drivers, as they're driving along, can see around the corner to know if there's traffic ahead.
Well, we're taking a walk down a little path that's behind our hotel. Just walking through the many trees. It's very pretty up here.
It's been raining all day and everything's sopping wet. Well, here we are wandering around the hilly streets of Hakone still. Saw some really pretty flowers here. Thought we'd stop and take a picture. Oh, go.
These flowers are called tsutsuji. Actually, it's a flowering bush, and they're very, very popular in Japan. I don't think we have any of them in the U.S.
Here we are in our ryokan, and it's Japanese style. You can see the mats on the floor, and it's dinner time. In a ryokan, what they do is a little Japanese lady brings in this huge amount of food and serves it all here on your table right in your hotel room. This is our room, and Susan's there just can't wait to eat all this raw fish and stuff. I mean, she wants me to hurry and get this picture over with so she can start on the raw what is it, raw tuna probably, and there's some really good stuff here. I gotta zoom in on some of it. Okay, that's.
I'm starved to death, but
That's
there's nothing here I can eat.
Oh, come on.
Except maybe this tempura.
The soup looks great.
Some water. Oh, I can eat the rice.
There's some little squid guys.
No
Wait, no,
way.
that's not squid. Those are the little squid guys. Those look really yummy.
You can eat them, not me.
And let's see, what else have we got here? All kinds of wonderful. There's a cherry leaf wrapped around some rice. Kind of interesting little thing. And there's a bunch of raw fish guts and stuff. Now this is real food here. This is beef.
Raw, though.
It's not raw, it's cooked. Okay.
Rare.
And here's some more stuff. I don't know. And this is good here. This is tempura in a big taco shell kind of a thing. And I think this meal looks just wonderful.
This is good. I will eat this.
There's Susan. She found some rice.
Something to eat.
Okay, well, let's eat. Here's an extra special treat. A little bowl of boiled squid guys. I was going to take a picture of Susan's, but she was so thrilled she already gobbled hers up. Actually, she almost threw up, but anyway. These guys are just incredible. Look at that. Look at those eyeballs. Don't those just set your palate on fire? Hi, Susan. Susan's now going to demonstrate the proper etiquette for eating raw tuna. Okay, go for it. There it is. You dip it in the sauce. And... there you go. Lots of water. Try to suppress the gag reflex. And... alright, she did it.
Well, after we finished our lovely dinner of raw fish and squid faces, although we didn't eat the squids, we put on our yukatas and we went down to the Japanese bath. And we went in there and we washed off with soap and showered off, and then you can climb into the hot tub. Then we sat in the hot tub for a while until we got too hot. And we each had, well, they have one hot tub for women and one hot tub for men, so that it's not
risque.
Anyway, and then after we got out of the hot tub, we went to go get dressed. And what did we find? No towels. There's no towels anywhere in this hotel. No towels at the Japanese bath, no towels in our room.
Okay.
I guess $250 a night just doesn't quite cut it. It's not enough for them to...
That's what you get for staying in these low-budget places. Anyway, we got back and the maid had made our beds for the night. Got these neat little futons all laid out on the floor for us. And right there's where we ate dinner, and they just kind of rolled the table out of the road. And we got a neat little sitting room over here behind our sliding paper and glass doors. It's kind of a neat little Japanese room.
Alright, Dan, show us how it's done. You slept in one of these things for 2 years. How do you get into the futon?
This is a pillow. Put your head on this. This is a This is wider than the bottom one. See, it's kind of fluffy. And anyway, it's kind of. Right.
Pleasant dreams.
Well, here we are at the ryokan, and it's breakfast time. The cute little old maid just brought in our breakfast, and there's some really yummy looking things here. First of all, we got our soup, and there's our fish guts for the day. There's some seaweed, chopsticks. There's some tofu, and I don't know what those little balls are. I think that they're, you see, I don't know what they are. Anyway.
I'd say this hotel failed its last chance for me to get my money's worth. This breakfast is not going to get my money's worth.
Susan's a spoil sport, but you had a good time in the bath last night. I'm at the train station in Odawara right now, waiting for our train to get here to take us down to Osaka. And over on the hillside I can see Odawara Castle. Well, that's a bullet train. Well, here comes the train we're going to be riding to Osaka today. The Shinkansen, or bullet train. Well, here's a picture of Mount Fuji out the window of the bullet train. Well, this is kind of crude, but there's Fuji from the train.
1号車、2号車と10号車です。グリーン車の禁煙席は11番から17番までです。ビュッフェと
Bullet train heading for Osaka. Well, we finally made it to Osaka, and here's a brief history about where the castle came from and all that kind of stuff. And we're going up to see the castle right now. Well, here are the castle grounds. It's got a big moat, some gatehouses, and various things. And there's the castle. You can see it's kind of sticking up back there.
You want to go get in it?
So here's the main outside entrance, and Susan's standing there by the little door. And you can see that little door right there is so tiny that they have to go through one by one, ducking their heads, and that's so that if they ever get attacked, they can chop their heads off one by one as they try to come through. So here's the next kind of inner gate. Well, here's the other side of that gate, and see how big those doors are and the pillars and things. Pretty interesting. And now we're going to walk up toward the castles some more. Well, the moat looks a little on the dry side right now. Well, now here we are at the, whatever you call it, the gate to the inner court, up where the castle is. Well, there it is, Osaka Castle. Yeah, I think you can see a bunch of people up there running around on the roof, taking pictures of me. Well, here's the entrance. So on the top of every castle on the roof, they have some little, like a hood ornament. And this Osaka Castle has a fish. Well, here's the view of Osaka from top of this castle. I'm hanging on for dear life, just about to fall off the edge here, so pardon the wobbly pictures. So this castle is built on a kind of a square lot, and they have little corner lookout or guard houses in each corner. There's one. And there's another one. There's some more Osaka skyline. Again, I'm just about to fall off the edge. Here we are on the north side. It's really windy over here. And you can see the moat does have quite a bit of water in it. And there's our little fish friend again. And here's some more moat. That's the lens cap flying in front of the camera. And here's the dry moat we saw earlier. I guess it's on a little higher ground than the rest. Here's Susan standing on a castle. Well, this is what a castle architecture looks like inside. So this is a model of the castle and the grounds around it. It's kind of interesting. See all the moats and the little samurai houses and stuff. Well, here's a picture of Hideyoshi Tomi-san. He's the king that built the castle. Well, here we are outside again. Really a pretty castle. Here's a cannon to blow up people they don't like. Well, this is the north side, looking up. Well, here's some ducks swimming around in the moat, and I don't know what these buildings are exactly, but they're kind of pretty. And here's one final look at the castle before we leave. One final picture. Well, we're here in the city of Uji. We're on our way to see the Gyodoin and ran across, looks like a little elementary school field trip. All these little kids are here trying to draw pictures of this shrine. Must be an art class or something. Well, here's an interesting little garden we found. It's a flowering garden. It's not grapes or anything, and the flowers are called Fuji. Just a really pretty little, yeah, it's at the Byodoin. Well, here's the Byodoin main villa. So this Byodoin apparently was the house of a really rich man a long time ago or something. Lots and lots of pretty gardens and grounds surrounding it. And there she is. Well, here I am standing in front of the Byodoin, and I noticed this little garden right in front of the Byodoin. They've very carefully raked that sand with incredible precision all the way across here. Kind of interesting. Inside of the Byodoin is a big statue of Buddha. So this is the little lake in front of the Byodoin temple. It was converted to a Buddhist temple in the year 1052. Here's one final view from the other side of Byodoin. Well, here we are in Nara. We made it, and this is outside Kofukuji. And here's the little 3-story pagoda. Well, this is the actual Kofukuji, or happiness shrine. And if you pay a couple $100 they'll let you walk up in here, and they're doing some kind of a little worshiping or something inside. Well, here we are, still at Kofukuji, and this is another neat building. One thing Nara is really famous for is their deer park. They have deer all over the place, and they're fairly domestic. Anyway, Japanese people get a big kick out of them. Well, this guy makes a living in Nara by selling little crackers to sell to the deer off the back of his bicycle. This is the big gate in front of Todaiji. This is inside that big gate. They got one of these guys on either side guarding the gate, I suppose. And the screen is to keep the doves out. Here's a traditional Japanese treat. It's a potato man. He's got this little steam boiler and he cooks sweet potatoes. So, feeding the carp here in the little pond seems to be a popular pastime. This is a little pond just outside of Todaiji Temple. And that's the temple we're about to go in. So here's the gate. This is the second gate. And just beyond that gate is the biggest wooden structure in the world that houses the largest Buddha statue in Japan. This gate is really long. And there's Todaiji Temple right behind Susan. Well, this is it. This is Todaiji, the huge wooden temple. Well, here's Todaiji again. And they've got a huge, gigantic courtyard inside here. It goes all the way around. And the big Buddha should be right inside there. Well, here he is, the biggest Buddha statue in Japan, and he's 50 or 60 feet tall. And this is a girlfriend or something statue off to the side of the main statue. And there's the big one again. Here's another statue toward the back. I'm not sure who it is or anything, but and here's kind of the roof of this big building. And here's the back of the chair that the Buddha is sitting on. Here's a model of the original temple. I believe it burned down a few hundred years ago. It used to have a couple of pretty pagodas on either side. 7-story pagodas, taller than most. Well, here's a pair of happy-go-lucky guys that were part of the original construction of this temple in 750 AD. And here's the statue off to the right side of Buddha. Oh, this is from the steps of the Todaiji Temple looking outward toward its inner gate. Well, here's a final view of Todaiji before we leave.
Here's a pretty golden pillar outside of the Todaiji Temple. We don't quite know what it's for, but we thought it was pretty.
I think they call this the Great Bell. You grab a hold of that big log there and whack it into that bell and it makes a big gong. And here's the little bell building again. We're just kind of wandering around aimlessly here and ran into a huge bunch of buildings here on the hillside.
Near Todaiji Temple.
All right. Here's a little drinking fountain kind of a thing. And holy, I suppose, some kind of special water. Bunch of little drinking cups there.
Here's Kofuji, and we went here first with the two pagodas off to the side and the shrine inside. Then we came along and we went up here to Todaiji Temple, and there's where the great big Buddha is. Then we came around and looked at these old buildings. This is where the
Well, this is the entrance to Kasugi Shrine. Got a good looking lion up there. Now you gotta go climb a million stairs. Here along the road coming into Kasugi Shrine are 2 or 3 lanterns, I guess, to kind of like the Las Vegas of Japan, maybe, when they're all lit. Well, here's Susan at the entrance to Kasuga Shrine. She corrected me, it's not Kasugi. And here is the entrance to the actual Kasuga Shrine. Where are you?
This is Kasuga Shrine. A pretty garden in the middle of it.
Well, here we are, just leaving Kasuga Shrine. Well, this is a really pretty garden in Kyoto at the Ninomaru Royal Palace.
It's raining today.
Here's some more of the garden. And there's all the carp.
Must be some good stuff over there.
Well, here we are at the palace.
Ninomaru.
Ninomaru Palace. We started through this gate here, and we came. This is the palace where the shogun lives. We get to go inside, but then we didn't want people taking pictures, so we could take any pictures we did. It was pretty neat inside there. There's all kinds of paintings and on the wall. We went to the Ninomaru Garden, and now we're on our way to go to the Homaru Garden in the Homaru Palace. Then we'll come back and get a picture of this gate here.
Okay, this is the moat into the inner palace, or the Honmaru Palace at Kyoto.
Well, here we are at the gate, entering to the Ninomaru Palace, and we've been through the palace already, and we walked through a bunch of rooms and saw how the samurai mostly lived, I guess, and there's lots of paintings on the walls.
Yep. Here's this big pretty golden gate. And the building in the back is the outer palace where the samurai lived.
Here we are at Nishi-Honganji. It's a great big shrine or something that we found on our long walk. We've been walking for hours through Kyoto.
There's a really pretty gate at the entrance to this little area. Right there. It's raining and I'm trying to hold an umbrella and run the camera at the same time.
Well, here's a pretty little gate that we found just beyond the big shrines that we looked at. It says that it's a national treasure on that sign. So, pretty neat.
Well, here we are at Toji Temple in Kyoto. Toji means East Temple. And this pagoda that we're looking at right now was built in 826, I believe, the year 826. It's been burnt down 5 times and got rebuilt for the final time in 1600 and something. It's the tallest pagoda in Japan and the most famous landmark in Kyoto. As you can see, it's really pouring here right now. Here's one more pretty view of the pagoda. So here we are at Kinkakuji. This whole building is covered with gold leaf, and it was just recently recovered, we heard.
This is King Takuji, and the third shogun of Ashikaga bought this site, and he built this gold pavilion and this pond here, and he lived here until he died. And it they later changed it to a Buddhist temple.
It was built he moved here in about 1397, so this is really, really old. And it was renovated in 1987. All new gold leaf was added. The bird on the roof is a phoenix. This is the Ao Matsuri in Kyoto. It means the spring festival. And they're having a parade over here by the Gosho Shrine. This used to be the Imperial Palace a long time ago.
Well, we are on our way to go see the Ginkakuji temple. Just up this road a little bit. They've got really pretty bushes lining the roadway, the walkway.
The grounds here around Ginkakuji are just beautiful. And there's the very carefully raked rock garden. And that hill back there was supposed to represent Mount Fuji, and it was built 500 years ago. And there is Ginkakuji. Ginkakuji means silver pavilion, because they originally intended to cover it with silver leaf, but they never did it. So this is Tobudo, the east temple, And there's Hondo, the main temple, and Ginkakuji. Well, Ginkakuji was built by a shogun who lived here in 1482. And when he died, he willed it to the Buddhist religion, and it's now a Buddhist temple. Well, here's Susan modeling the latest dirt bike equipment that we rented today to go around Kyoto. And we're standing here in front of the Heian Shrine. And aren't those bikes neat? Anyway, this is the front gate to the Heian Shrine. Whoa. Well, here we are at the Heian Shrine again. Tell me what you know, Sue.
This is the Heian Jinbaku.
That's it. That's all we know.
And it's one of the most famous places to see in Kyoto.
Well, here's the inner court of the Heian Shrine. Really beautiful and wide. I think the architecture is supposed to represent a phoenix spreading its wings. Well, here I am up on the steps of the shrine, looking outward. This is the huge arch that leads up to Heian Shrine. You can see Heian Shrine there in the background. And Susan on her hot rod. This is a beautiful Sanjunoto three-story pagoda at Kyo-Mizu-dera in Kyoto. There's a guy inside that is asking for some money. This temple's nestled right up in the trees on the hillside. This Kyo-Mizu-dera has a huge balcony way up above the valley below. And then in the back, you can see Kyoto and Kyoto Tower. Here's a little teeny temple that we found up here at Kyo-Mizu-dera. And it appears that there's about 100 little statues up inside there. Kyo-Mizu means fresh water, and here's where the fresh water comes out, and these kids are up there getting a drink. This is to give you an idea of how this building was built.
Oh, listen, no.
And here's one last picture of the Sanjunoto up on the hillside.
This is Yasaka Jinja. It's just a block from our hotel.
Here's a Shinto priest that I met. Here at Yasaka Jinja is a lighted platform right in the center court. And it looks like maybe it's used for plays and various things like that. It's like a big stage. Well, here's another look at Yasaka Jinja in the daylight. Well, here we are. We're back from our trip.
Who's that?
Who's that? David, where's Christopher?
He's in my house.
Go get him!
Hi, Chris. Hi. Hi, Jacob.
Christopher's thrilled to death. Well, that's it for our video. Say bye-bye, Chris. Say bye-bye.